What's up, Pockets fans? Jack Conti here on keyboards.
I'm gonna fight 'em off. A Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And a message coming from my eyes says, leave it alone.
GM.
About it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about.
Louise Trudeau. Great music. I love all the Scary Pockets covers. I wonder if she blew up with them. GM. Market is looking good. Pre-market, we're looking up. We're kind of chopping around on the SPY, chopping around on the QQQ. Love to see it. News about the Clarity Act. E&M, the Clarity Act, my friend. Thank you for coming this morning. News about the Clarity Act is setting Bitcoin higher, 66,000, 66.4. ETH pushing over 1,900, almost back to 2K. All of our DeFi tokens are ripping. Lighter back up to 233. VVV almost up to $13 again. Very interesting. The market is signaling that we are going to get Clarity Act. Very, very interesting. Saw a post yesterday that Trump has agreed to the whatchamacallit, the part of the Clarity Act that that doesn't allow people to fucking own the fucking shit. What is it called? How do I find it? You got to be on CoinDesk News, right? By now, it's got to be CoinDesk News, right? Institutional aware, Clarity odds jumped to 43%. Trump's agreed to ethics deal. This is what it is, the ethics deal, chat. Are you ethical? I don't know if Trump is, but he is when it comes to crypto now. Polymarket traders sharply raised the odds of the Clarity Act becoming law this year after reports President Trump reportedly agreed to the ethics provision that installed the bill. The market price, whether the crypto market structure bill signed into law in 2026, rose about 43% on the prediction market on Monday compared to 32% on Friday. Dude, I think this is still a great way to make some money. Betting on the prediction markets of the Clarity Act, I think it is mispriced. I think we are above 40%. And I think we see more good news before bad, so you might even be able to exit before that even happens. The jump tracks a series of reports that final sticking points in the month of negotiation has been cleared. Democrats have not seen the bill text, a source familiar with the matter told CoinDesk, and no text has been publicly released. The White House and the offices of the senators involved have not commented. Ethics has been the last majority obstacle in the Clarity Act. Create a comprehensive federal framework for digital assets and split oversight between the Security and Exchange Commission and the Commodities Future Trading Commission. The dispute has centered on the extent to which political figures and other officials can profit from crypto while in office, a question sharpened by Trump's meme coins and his family's stake in World Liberty Financial, which financial disclosure last month showed earned him millions. Earned him billions! Earned him billions! Provision was discussed at a July 16th meeting between Trump, Bernie Moreno, Cynthia Lummis, White House crypto advisor Patrick Witt. The Senate has until August to vote. Bernie Moreno is speaking at Rare Evo next week. Next fucking week, will you be there? Senator Bernie Moreno, our top fucking speaker. The Senator Moreno coming through. Bitcoin 66,420, up almost 2% on the day. ETH up 2%, pushing 1940. The bot made some sales while we were asleep. ETH sold last night right after midnight. Bitcoin sold at 4 in the morning while we were asleep. We are just over here cranking the dollar bills, y'all. Made $1 here. What's our total profit on the account? Average win 42 cents. We've had a 10-cent loss. Max P&L drawdown 236. We've realized almost $8 in trading on a $700 account. So we're up 1%? No. Yeah, we're up 1%. I'll take my 1% in 20 days or whatever. Someone's trying to break into my Venmo. Little do they know there's fucking nothing there. I'm broke. Guys, we made a massive deposit into the Robinhood yesterday. Put 20 G's in. We bought a whole bunch of GPIX, SPY-I, GPIQ, JEPQ, QQQI. Yesterday, we're getting like $500 a month in dividends now coming in the account. Cash flow's really picked up. Balance is 43,000. I am going to cash 10,000 out of margin. I have a buying power of 21,000 here. I'm going to max cash out what I can, withdraw from margin to pay for some construction work around the house, but other than that, we are fucking cranking away. We got some cash flow coming in this mug, you know what I'm saying? See what's in the regular news here. U.S. strikes Iran. Houthis threaten Saudi shipping as mediators push 10-day ceasefire. This is going to be a never-ending war. U.S. strikes Iran and the Houthis threaten Saudi Arabia shipping as mediators push 10-day ceasefire. Fuck your ceasefire, dude. Someone tell these mediators to shut the fuck up and pick a side. The U.S. completed a fresh round of strikes against Iran on Monday evening as Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis threatened to impose a naval blockade on Saudi Arabia, potentially opening a new front in the Middle East conflict. The latest cycle is tit-for-tat strikes come amid reports that the region's mediators have presented Washington and Tehran for a 10-day ceasefire pitch that could put last month's memorandum of understanding back on track. Fuck that shit. I'm over it, dude. U.S. forces struck Iranian military command centers, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, blah, 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 blah. It added that commercial vessel transits through the strait via waterway were continuing. CENTCOM forces, the statement said, had facilitated the transit of around 900 commercial vessels, 450 million barrels of crude oil through the strait since early May. Iran, meanwhile, attacked a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz early Tuesday, forcing its crew to abandon the vessel as it seeks to tighten control over the waterway. So, are we getting boats through or not? Kuwait said Iran attacked several of its power generators and water desalination plants on Monday, causing a fire at multiple facilities. Whoa. Houthi militants in Yemen on Monday declared maritime embargo against Saudi Arabia. The Houthis have repeatedly threatened to close the Bab el-Mandeb Strait during the U.S. war with Iran. The strait is a choke point for commercial shipping traffic that connects the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. The militants in statement carried by state news accused the Saudis of laying an aggressive siege against them. They claim that Riyadh had bombed Sana'a International Airport. Sounds like they're all having their own problems over there and they need to figure it the fuck out. Where in the world map? Where in the goddamn world map is this? They're talking about right here? Brother, you don't even own this, do you? That is part of Yemen. That is Yemen. Fuck! They're like, fuck you. Us and Somalia are cutting shit off. The Eritrea, or Ethiopia, Somalia, and Yemen are like, fuck it. We're terrorists too. Now every strait is going to get taxed. God dang it. As the U.S.-Iran war heats up again, these parts of the stock market and economy could be affected. Tell me about it. Tell me what could be affected. Let me guess. Oil prices is going to be one of the things you mentioned. Ramp up in fighting between the U.S. and Iraq and blah, blah, blah. 10th straight night of strikes. Houthis in Yemen. This comes after a third service member died. Unfortunately, hate to hear it. Vowed the U.S. would retaliate. Truth Social. Blah, 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 blah. S&P 500 only fell marginally Monday's session after a losing week. It also remains just 2% below its all-time high set in June. Still, economists are worried that energy prices, once again ascending, could weigh on consumers. Duration. Could this not last long? It's going to last a while. Strength of corporate earnings has picked up since the start of the second quarter reporting. Last week's softer than expected inflation data also added to investor optimism. But dude, we're fucked. Oil's going back up and the war's back on. If we're above 85 or 90 into the end of the year, I suspect the earnings estimates for this year would have to be trimmed. Sector weight. S&P 500 could fall into a correction in the worst case scenario, but he also specified that the broader index will be helped in part by tech, its largest sector, which is also relatively insulated from high energy prices, while energy accounts for just 3%. Financials and healthcare could benefit from secular tailwinds regardless of high oil prices. Okay. Airlines like Ryanair are fucked. All downside. Economists are concerned about potential rebound in fuel prices as a result of the ramp up in fighting will mean for U.S. consumers. There's nothing but downside here for the U.S. and global economies. Obviously, a lot depends on exactly how this all plays out and what it means for oil. Fuck, the average American household lost around $1,100 so far from the war. Figure that includes increasing energy costs and higher military expenses. I didn't want to pay $1,100 to fight in fucking Iran. Did you guys? Did you guys sign up for that? Houthis, not our. Eritrea, a country next to Somalia. I don't know how to read, dude. I don't know fucking nobody. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. There's only 6 viewers out here, guys. I'm the dumbest guy there is, dude. I'm in my basement drinking coffee, smoking some joints in the morning, reading the news, trying to make a little money here. But I'm not the guy you should follow. This is not financial advice. I don't know what's fucking going on. I just click a live button because I'm up chilling anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying out there? Gasoline prices rose back to $4 per gallon the first time in more than a month. In more than a month. Oh my God, we got a month off. Thank you, Trump. Oh. However, the core CPI reading, which excluded volatile food and energy prices, may have not moved higher in tandem, which could keep the Federal Reserve from needing to hike interest rates. We will get some higher inflation readings because of gasoline prices. Yeah, we're fucked. It's going to go. It's going to bleed into other products. Just trying to help you out, bro. I'm a cultured, educated individual. Fuck yeah, I love that, dude. I need to be a cultured, educated individual. I appreciate the help. I'm just fucking around. Companies with value-focused or driving-dependent consumer bases could see their clientele become more selective if oil remains elevated. Could be a negative effect from Dollar General, Tractor Supply, Texas Roadhouse. Oh no, people aren't going to go get their shitty steaks from Texas Roadhouse. Oh no. Warehouse clubs such as Costco and Sam Club could win. Consumers are paying attention and they're shifting their habits to manage their wallet. This is true. I've even noticed with our friends, we've started to talk about like saving money. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure it came up in conversation with Dee Dee's brother the other day that we should take a group Costco trip. Like, when people are planning to go to Costco in groups to save money, that's when you know shit is fucked. You know what I'm saying? That is when you know shit is absolutely fucked. You know? Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly allegedly misleading GLP-1 advertisement. No. Alleging that its advertising campaign for blockbuster obesity and diabetes drugs are designed to mislead consumers about their superior efficacy relative to the Danish drug maker's rival injections. Oh, really? Wow. Novo specifically taking issue with the nationwide ads that cite what it called outdated clinical trials to compare the highest dose of Lilly's medicines to the lower dose of Novo's drugs. For example, those campaigns don't include new evidence about Novo's recently approved high-dose version of its obesity injection, Wegovy, which entered the market in March and brings weight loss that's more comparable to Lilly's product. Sounds like you guys are behind. That leaves them with the inevitable conclusion that Lilly's medicines are superior to Norvo's, and that's not accurate. Well, that's called advertising, John Knuckleman. Maybe you should put your own ads out. Novo's group general counsel in an interview on Monday said the suit comes after Lilly refused to pull down or correct certain ads despite a formal cease and desist request. Maybe they don't have to permanently stop Lilly from running the ads and require the drug maker to issue corrective advertising. Financial damages. The company has also said it warned Lilly that if the ads are not removed voluntarily, it plans to seek preliminary injunctions in the coming days to block them immediately. Wow. Issues with outdated trials. Novo said it's specifically bringing federal and state unfair competition and false advertising claims. Crazy. The suit alleges Lilly's campaign across TV and social media are harmful because consumers often rely on advertising. Dude, you guys shouldn't be able to advertise any of this. How about no advertising? It would be so sick if this judge was like, how about this? No more advertising of fucking medicines. The last thing I want is a Wegovy fucking commercial on my TV during the soccer game. What is going on? Hold on 1 second. Sorry, little kid was screaming up there. We had to take a bat away here. Whew. Now I'm here. I'm getting yelled at. Sucks to suck, buddy. Nova said the suit showed that the high dose of Wegovy helped patients lose 47 pounds on average. That's what I need, dude. Gonna lose me some 47 pounds. Damn, dude's being bad this morning. We got a bad kid this morning. Maybe a stock surges Nvidia to close 9% stake in NeoCloud. Damn, can you hear him yelling up there? Dude is just pissed. Let him yell it out. You just gotta let him yell it out. Is what it is. GM beats on earnings, raises guidance amid resilient consumer pricing. Jamie Dimon says markets underestimate risk. He wouldn't buy stocks or treasuries at current prices. Yikes. Scary. Very, very scary. We're out here buying stocks at current prices. ETH is going up. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said investors are underestimating the risk factor of the global economy and that he wouldn't buy either equities or long-dated U.S. treasuries at their current price. An hour-long interview with Wilfred Frost released on Monday, Dimon said markets aren't fully accounting for a growing list of geopolitical and fiscal threats. I do think the risks are probably bigger than other people think. Wars in the Ukraine, Middle East tensions between U.S. and China, rising military spending in a time of mounting government deficits. Asked whether markets are underpricing the chance of a major shock, it's difficult to know exactly what risks are already reflected in asset prices. It's possible something's baked in, but what's not baked in is what actually happens. That is fucking true. That is so true. I still think you buy the market though, right? Like you can't not buy the market and get invested. I am scared though because a lot of my covered call ETFs are underwater. And if the market starts to pull back, doesn't their like APY drop? Like my money going forward isn't going to go into the covered calls. I just poured a ton of money into them, the covered call ETF specifically yesterday, and now I need to really balance out with like DIA, SCHD, SPHD, and the rest of the portfolio. So like as I go, I'm definitely going to be adding more to those. I think oh, I was also looking for covered calls to sell, which we'll be looking at later. It's under finance. Since I made that purchase, a lot of our covered call ETFs, we now have over 100 shares and can potentially sell some covered calls to get even more yield off of them. But right now, the premiums aren't worth it. The premiums aren't good enough. We'll see how we do today. If today is a green day, maybe it is worth selling a covered call on some of the things we own and seeing where it goes. You know what I mean? Dude, I read like 4 articles yesterday about the global economy fixing to crash because Japan raised their interest rates and sold us treasuries. Huh, sold U.S. treasuries. Latest comments from J.P. Morgan or Jamie Dimon contrasts with investors' recent willingness to look past wars, tariffs, and shocks. The S&P 500 has returned nearly 10% this year already. Last week, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase, and its peers posted blockbuster quarterly results. Powered by surging trading and investment banking revenue, reinforcing the view that the U.S. economy has weathered recent geopolitical turmoil better than expected. Acknowledged in the interview with the Master Investor podcast that global economy has become more resilient of a lower energy dependence than previous decades, but warned that it doesn't eliminate the possibility of a sudden inflection point. You need more straws in the camel's back to cause the tipping point, he said. Even this current war starting up again maybe not be enough to do it. He said predicting higher interest rates, so-called bond vigilantes demand greater compensation to finance the government's debt. Not going good up there. This little guy's being an asshole and he won't stop screaming. Not going good. He's gonna have a bad day. You're gonna have a bad day pissing off mom this early. You know what I'm saying? Treasury yields are a little change. India's asset manager makes a meter market debut. Abu Dhabi approves 6.2 billion gas project to boost UAE supply. Samsung shares rise as setup of robotics unit showing move into physical AI. Interesting, interesting, interesting. FDA said it wasn't Taylor Farms. God, Taylor Farms is going to sue the shit out of the government, and that's going to cost the taxpayer. Jesus. Jesus, chat. What's in the old crypto news this morning? What time is it? 8:40? Tetherback 21 strikes merger plan. Wait, Tetherback 21 strike merger plan scrapped. What is this? The White House's top crypto advisor, Patrick Witt, said he will not take a leave of absence at the end of the month for military training, allowing him to remain in place to help advance the Clarity Act in the Senate. Last week, it was reported that I was set to leave for mandatory training as part of my service in the Georgia Army National Guard right before clarity hits the Senate floor, Witt said in an ex post. While I remain committed to fulfilling my service obligation, I'm grateful to report that my training has been deferred and that I'll be able to see this effort through to the end. Let's fucking go, dude. Thank you, POTUS and David Sachs, for the opportunity to continue this important work. The Clarity Act, which would create the first comprehensive U.S. regulatory framework for the crypto market, faces a make-or-break deadline to pass the Senate before August 8th. Recess! Oh my god, 2 weeks, dude. Come on. Witt has also served as the executive director of the President's Council of Advisors for Digital Assets since last August. So for Judge Advocate General, JAG training in the Georgia Army National Guard. The training will qualify him to serve as a legal officer in the Guard. Dang. According to a report from Crypto in America on Tuesday, Witt had already deferred his mandatory military training in April to remain at the White House to work on Clarity Act negotiations, which stretched on longer than expected. This is the second time he's deferred his training. Harry Jung to leave White House Crypto Council. I mean, makes sense. Like, why are we training in the military when you're already at the White House? You're already at the White House. We're not sending you to war, sir. We kind of need you to do a little more work. More MiCA licensed crypto firms could exit the EU market. Gate of Europe CEO. Wow. Crypto companies already licensed under European Union's market, and MiCA could still exit the market as compliance costs mount. Monday, that stricter regulation requirements have made it increasingly difficult for new entrants to compete, and that some licensed firm could ultimately be unable to absorb the ongoing cost to operate under the framework. Few more of the ones that acquire MiCA licenses that will not be capable to sustain the cost and the resources they need to carry on the business. Wow. The deadline, compliance cost reshape MiCA. Whoa. I mean, he did sign a contract with obligation to serve his country, kind of skirting his responsibilities to pursue Politico again. I mean, bro, I don't fault anybody in that situation. You find yourself something better you can do for your country. Like, he's still working in government. He's at the White House. He's doing what he can actually do best for the country, working on cutting edge things. So I feel like he's still serving his country, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I feel like that's part of it, you know? Now, is he also making a lot more money at deals at the White House? I'm sure. Would they let anybody else do this? Maybe not. It is a little crazy. But, like, I don't hate it. I'm not against it. MiCA's stricter regulation requirement could drive some crypto startups and projects outside of Europe. The framework has strengthened investor protections. It leaves less room for innovation than jurisdiction with lighter rules. We may need to be prepared that some projects, possibly some important projects, may be looking at other jurisdictions with different guidelines. This is interesting. People don't like the MiCA. Base's one-to-one backed tokenized equities launch imminent, Pollock says. Rules for us and not for them. Two-tier justice system. If you're rich and connected, the rules don't matter. No, other people, you can get out of your reserve training. Other people have done that. That is not necessarily entirely true. You know what I mean? That is not entirely true. It's probably a lot harder, but you can in the right circumstances, and he's still technically serving the country. You know what I'm saying? I do think obviously a lot of wealthy people like get to skip drafts and shit like that and do stuff. I'm not totally for it. I'm not totally saying you're wrong either. You know what I mean? I'm kind of with you. I just want to be middle ground. I just want to be neutral, dude. Can I just be neutral for once, dude? Come on. Let a guy be neutral while he's smoking weed in the morning, you know? I just want to have a positive outlook on life when I get up in the morning. Is that okay? People talking about Bitcoins. I think Robinhood Chain is bullish. Jack Mallers steps down as XXI Capital CEO as Tether plans to merge three Bitcoin firms this fall. Interesting. Oh, the proposed three-way merger falls. Oh, wow. Interesting news. And then Jack Mallers steps down. I wonder why. What happened? Tether controlled 21 Capital named Rafael Zagura CEO, replacing Jack Mallers, and dropped Strike from a proposed three-way merger, the company said. Mahler stepped down effectively July 20th to focus on Strike, the Bitcoin payments firm he founded. Strike will remain independent and is no longer being considered for a business combination with 21. Tether, 21's controlling shareholders, confirmed the change in a separate announcement, seeking to place Bitcoin treasury, financial services, and mining under one listed company. 21's revised strategy will focus on acquiring operating businesses, expanding capital markets capabilities, and developing So what happened? What's wrong with Jack Mallers? What have you done in your past that all of a sudden somebody found? Very interesting, chat. What happened? What had happened was this joint's not really working. That kind of sucks. Don't we have a pen over here? We do. Pen for you. There we go. It's a sad day when I start to like the pen over the joint. Yikes. It's a recovery tool, but not for Satoshi. 1.1 million coins. Massive Bitcoin call spread targets 72,000 by month end, right when the Fed meets. Dude, people are betting that Clarity Act passes. The bets are being placed. Bet on, risk on, risk on. I mean, it's totally risk on. Risk on. What is the loading screen thing? Loading bar, text bar. Text loading bar. Cool loading symbols. Cool symbols. Tell me how to do this. 90% complete. I don't really like that one. Is there a better ring symbol? I don't like these parts of it. There also maybe like a better piece of news I could post. Is there Clarity Act news over here? Is there a crypto section? There has to be a crypto section, right? On CNBC, crypto. Come on. Does this take you anywhere? If I were crypto, where the fuck would I be? Whoa, markets have prediction markets? That's pretty crazy. This just lists it like this. Clarity Act. News? There's gotta be news, right? Pretty wild. There's not really a bunch of good news on the Clarity Act. Like, that is honestly very surprising to me. Like, that nobody is really posting about this. It's wild. It's wild that the only news I have is Poly Market Clarity Act odds, and it's still below 50%. Like, I feel like that is so undervalued right now. I feel like that's a steal of free money at this point. Like, I truly believe the Clarity Act is coming, and I could be totally retarded. I could be totally, totally retarded. What is this from Stefan? Let's see here. Open link in a new tab. Bodega Market, new Clarity Act market on Cardano. Will Senate vote on the bill before August 2nd? Ooh, I don't like the date they put in there. Damn, I don't like August 2nd. The Senate goes all the way through the 8th, dude. This is going to be something that passes at the last minute. I do not like this prediction market. I'm fucking out. Super out. No, oh God, I wouldn't know what to buy here. I don't know. I don't like that one. I don't like that one because of the date of August 2nd. There's 7 more days. There's 6 more days after that they could still be voting on it before they go into their break, Stefan. Dang, I don't know about that. That is really, it's at 50%, but man, the date on that thing. Zero volume. There's no volume. What the fuck? There's not even any money put on it. This is stupid. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. This is so dumb. Nobody's bet on it because it's fucking retarded. No, it's still 50-50 because nobody's bet on it at all. Nobody's put anything into this. This is just retarded. This is so dumb and bad. This is why would you even show this to me? Who the fuck? Oh, and the bodega people don't want to come to Rare Evo. I love it, dude. I fucking love it. You know, dude, Cardano people, you know what they fucking look like? Stick and spoke, dude. This is fucking Cardano land right here, dude. This is fucking Cardano. God damn it. Put the stick in the fucking bike spoke, dude. Oh, we got prediction markets over here. We copy pasted prediction markets that are working somewhere else over here. Hey, look over here. We got prediction markets too. There's nothing actually different about it, and we're also so retarded that we get the fucking expiration date wrong, so nobody will use our shit. There's no volume over here. There's no reason to come over here. There's no retail traders to beat out of their money. There's nothing here. But we have hit the copy paste button. We have copied something innovative and awesome that is working somewhere else. We did not innovate anything on it, and we have hit paste. Please come to us, please. That's not how this fucking works. There'll be another business. We're gonna get in a post in the next couple months. Going out of business, closing up shop. There's nobody here. We couldn't get traction. We've run out of treasury. We're gonna blame somebody else. We're gonna blame the chain. We're gonna blame Charles. We're gonna blame Phil. But in all reality, it was your own self because all you did was copy and paste, and nobody cares about your copy and paste. Nobody gives a fuck. You haven't changed anything. You're not faster. You didn't bring any liquidity. Your fucking prediction markets are fucking wrong. They're not even better or more unique or anything. They're just fucking shit. Outright shit. I wouldn't touch that with your money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even place a bet on there with your money. I would go do something else. And I'm the guy getting fucking high over here. This isn't even financial advice. You just saw me smoking a joint and hit the pen. And I'm still not dumb enough to do that shit. Like, fuck. What are we doing out here? Oh shit, 17 fucking crappy ass cents. I'm over it. I'm out. Fucking over it, dude. I'm over the copy pasta bullshit. Ooh, our Ave's flying. Holy shit, up 5%. Did the bot sell during that rant? Were we out here just making licks this morning? Well, I don't even have to fucking. We're getting close. We need to get to $96. We got to get to $96 on a Ave to close that trade. Let's got to go back to 253 to close that trade, but we're on the way. Trades have been happening. Closed an ETH, closed a Bitcoin trade, all three legs too, which is nice. Bought into those pretty heavy. Moved some good cash over here. Made a $1.60 on the Bitcoin trade. Almost 2%. Made the full 2% over there on the Bitcoin. 2% every 5 days. Now, what's the day? What's between trading? 5 days. This one was 8 days. Wait. We held that for 5 days. So that was on the 16th. So there was 2 days in between trading of Bitcoin there. That's interesting. We've only done 2 Bitcoin trades. We've done 3 QQQ trades in 20 days. I'm trying to understand, like, this Sharpe ratio is not accurate because we need to be running for a year and we need way more trades in for the Sharpe ratio to be accurate. But what a Sharpe ratio is it's telling you how likely you are to outperform the market. And what I'm wondering is if these small trades happen often enough to outperform just holding, just buying and holding, if that makes any sense. And if this is just producing more capital to work with. I mean, we are up a solid $8, which I don't know. We might have actually gained that if we just bought and held the whole time anyway. That's why I'm curious to see how this pans out. We're going to let the bot keep going, and it needs to run for like a year before the Sharpe ratio is like any bit of accurate. This does not mean anything. A Sharpe ratio of 5 means this thing is absolutely killing it. Like if we were a year into trading and we had like 100 plus trades in and shit, and we had a Sharpe ratio of 5, I would be borrowing all the money I could from everybody I could and pouring it into this bot. I would not do that because that's bad financial advice. Nobody fucking do that. But I would be pouring a lot more of my capital into the bot if it was working. You know what I mean? So really interested to see how this plays out, and it started to align. The whole core, all of the core pieces have been bought so far, which is really nice. A lot of the core has been purchased, and it's got the cash working in T-bills. You know, the dividend calculator, the dividend calendar is moving over here. We're going to get our SPHD recorded and paid out by the end of the week. Very nice to see that on Friday. We're going to get 18 cents coming in the door. You know what I'm saying? It's slow. It's a little bit. It's tiny, very, very tiny, but it all helps. The bot is moving. The bot is definitely doing work out there. Very interested to see. And if that Sharpe ratio stays above 1, that means it's doing better than the general market. Then it's performing better than the SPY, not only in profits, but also in less drawdown, which is really interesting to me. And it's creating cash flow. Crypto markets rally on Clarity progress report. Asian chip stocks rebound. Well, they got fucked. XRP jumps 4% as traders watch triangle breakout towards $1.35. Interesting. AI compute stocks bounces Hut 8, Irene land billions in new contracts. Where's the news that where's the WAN chain hack news at? Where's that at? Clarity X is gonna outweigh it. Thank God. That's honestly good. We want that to happen. Bitcoin and ETH really flying today. The SPY's looking good. The QQQ is looking good. Chat, things are looking good. Crypto markets rally. Crypto markets rallied on reports suggesting the final hurdle for the long-awaited Clarity Act may have cleared. Eleanor Tourette just had a meeting with her yesterday. Crypto in America posted on X that President Donald Trump had agreed to the crucial ethics provision for the crypto market structure bill. The specific language had been shared with a group of Senate Republicans, marking a significant step forward for the legislation. The ethics provision is a major sticking point in holding back the bill's passage through the Senate. Oh my God, Bitcoin above 66,000. Dude, Eleanor, you moved the market with your tweets. Do you realize that? Do you realize you posting that moved an entire, is it $1 trillion Bitcoin market? I think it's trillion. That's pretty crazy. Gaining 3.5% 24 hours, its highest in just over a month. ETH, I think, is the best to perform here. BNB is an interesting one. Even though more Asian related, Binance Chain, I definitely think Americans had a narrative against BNB, and I increasingly hear the tokenomics and using over it is Asia's ETH. That is for sure. XRP, America's cabbie and restaurant owner's darling, not restaurant owner, but like waiter, waitress, darling. Everybody I talk to, every cab driver, dude, logistics people, every waiter or waitress, every normal day NPC loves XRP. Posted even larger gains because they got a ton of money and they're blowing it, buying businesses and actually creating enterprise blockchain, whether real people like it or not. Analysts are now closely watching the 68,000 threshold. Lies the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement zone from the May-June sell-off. The ability to consolidate above these levels would be a further confirmation signal of an upside trend. We're about to fly, dude. I don't know how many times I gotta say this is the end of the bear market right now. This is where people aren't really willing to confirm the bear market's over, but like, dog. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. We were all the way up at 125. This was October of last year. It's been a full year of drawdown. We've come all the way back to 2024's bouncing place around 60,000. We are turning what was resistance into support here on Bitcoin. And I'm not even a technical guy and I have a joint in my hand. I'm retarded and I can see this. Or watch us fail lower. I'm going to eat my words. We're going to fail down to Bitcoin 40,000 when the Clarity Act fails. That's what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. When I get high, I can't see the future. In fact, I see less of it. So don't listen to me. I'm totally an idiot in my basement who doesn't have that much money. I do hold a little chunk of ETH. Bitcoin rallied. Derivatives, Bitcoin momentum. Ether and altcoin dynamics. I think they are definitely more in the spotlight. Dogecoin divergence. Seen open interest rise, the highest since May 5th. However, a negative 24-hour CVD suggests bears are leading the market. Yeah, because why would you fucking hold Dogecoin when ETH's about to rip your fucking face off? Open interest also increased in tokens such as ADA, XLM, Link, amongst others, pointing to broader based capital inflows. I like Link. I don't understand how the revenue of Chainlink goes to the token though yet, or whatnot. I know there is only a token and there is no equity in the company, but I still don't see how the value flows to Link token holders. Option skewed, call volume dominance. Dude, calls dominate the 24-hour raking on bot, Bitcoin, spot, and spot, Bitcoin, and Ether. And bot, Bitcoin, and Ether, hinting at growing demand for upside exposure. Calls, it's not spot and bot, ranking in bot, Bitcoin, and Ether. So that's supposed to be bot like robots? I don't know what they're trying to say there. They're trying to say something. I don't know what it is, but they saying something. XRP jumps? Why? Dude, Angry about to be wild in the chat today. Angry Crypto gonna go insane in the fucking Twitter spaces. What else we got going on? Hyperliquid sets 500,000 hype stake for permissionless prediction markets deployer. Alright, you got me in the base article, even though I didn't really want to read this. Base is close to launching one-to-one back tokenized equities, according to Jesse Pollock, creator of Coinbase's Ethereum Layer 2. Pollock said in Tuesday's X post that Robinhood Chain, the recent launch of Ethereum Layer 2, had gotten tokenized equities in an EVM environment right, adding that Base was behind on that front. Imminent, dotting I's and crossing T's, which should be very soon. Base accelerated its pivot towards financial applications. Why would it do that the first time? Jesse should be fired. This dude, he just pisses me off now when I read shit about it. Like, there's no turning it around. You fucked it up so bad. Like, I don't want to fucking hear about you anymore, dude. Go retire somewhere, man. I know you're fucking rich. Like, go retire somewhere, please. I fucking hate it. How did you botch Base that bad? Why was that not priority number one when launching Base? Like how in the fuck does Coinbase seem to like botch its reputation every now and then doing dumb shit? You know what I mean? Yeah, interesting. That is interesting, and I would like to look at it with legal. I got a lot I gotta do today. I gotta get some insurance stuff done. I gotta get some tax accounting bullshit done. I gotta now look at some legal with that stuff just to make sure we're free and clear and stuff. Maybe do I get it all the way done for the gentleman? Get him at least close. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, starting to get texts and things coming in. Ian M, where are we going for the day, my dude? Where do you want to send me? Where do you want to send me? Grayscale files S1 for first WorldCoin ETF? Damn, wasn't WorldCoin at like $400 a coin? I think fucking Wes got by WorldCoin and shit at one point. Guy's got some weird. That guy's crazy. That guy is a little crazy. The guy we've been rating before, little crazy, my friend. Little crazy. First U.S. WorldCoin ETF, which would give investors a way to gain exposure to the WorldCoin token. Interesting. What is the market going to do this morning? Greer hints at new Trump tariffs coming on dozens of countries. Expect action soon. For what? New tariffs are forthcoming in light of an FT report that more duties are coming. Oh no, we're going to war with China and there's nothing we can do about it. Oh shit, Thread Guy's live right now. Market open with US ban, China AI, Clarity Act incoming, did stocks bottom. Great titles. Love that. If I send it over to Thread Guy, that's strategic as fuck if we do that. We're gonna do it. It's nothing but strategery. It is nothing but strategery. We should do it. It's strategery, chat. We're gonna raid Thread Guy. We'll see you guys later. I gotta get to work. Hopefully everybody has a good day. Hopefully it's a nice green day. Hopefully we get clarity. See you guys on the flip side. Cheers.